Hey, you! Spoiler warning. Spoilers. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Spoilers. Hey, what's up, guys? I just watched the Backrooms movie. Terrifying. I don't know how to explain it. It's so the start. I'm just explaining what happens. The start of the movie. You got Clark, and he's Clarking around. Yes. And then Clark talks to like his therapist and stuff, and he goes into like the basement to see why there's like random like light switch things everywhere, and he finds the back rooms. He goes inside. He goes outside, and then he goes back inside and just explores a bit, and finds a backpack. Yeah. I love the songs used in this. The soundtrack is awesome. I love it. I love it so much. And filled me with dread watching this movie. He hears the monster after he goes through like a little hole in the wall, and he escapes the back rooms. He comes back and gets like a chair with him. Pretty much barely anything at the start. Not a lot to talk about. So yeah. Then he goes talk to his therapist, which I figure is like a few like days after, because he's mapped out like a bunch of the space there, and the therapist doesn't believe him, so he goes back into the back rooms. He brings some of his students with him, and not students. I don't know. He like puts one down a little hole, and he gets killed. Truly, great movie so far. Like, just awesome. And a bit later, he's like running around. He goes up to a place, and he can hear the girl. I don't know the name, but like they're on the other side of the wall. They're speaking about like a window, glass window. Doesn't see a glass window, and it's like, what window are you talking about? And then something picks up the camera right behind him. So, and it's really tall, and I know what like picked up the camera. I'm pretty sure. Because it's shown later in the movie. But I'm gonna talk about that later. So, flash to probably a few days later. The therapist gets a call, and it's Clark going like, "Oh, I'm not coming back because I found the window, and I went through the window, and now I found it. Now I'm gone." And so the therapist checks up like at the store because obviously she's like terrified. And so the therapist finds the backrooms. The therapist goes into the backrooms after seeing a fly like facing the wall. Really good sound design. I love this. I love this movie so much. And so they like no clue. They end up on the other side of the wall. They like go a bit far, and they found like a painting, a mural. That's it. Like you see a guy with a pirate hat thing on his like head, and then the corner of your eye you can see Clark like behind a door, not like a door, like a little hallway, and he's like, "You found it. You found it. Yes, yeah." And then they like hear like the monster going, yeah. Really good sound design. I love it. I love it so much. And they have like Clark standing behind her, and then Clark just chokes her out. And the next part, they like wind up in this little like backrooms house, and in the house, there's like all these like creatures that Clark explains as like different versions that are from like the real world, like things that are taken from the real world. That's a really good explanation of what the backrooms is and the cane thing. Because I've been wondering all this time, what is the backrooms? What does it mean? That's just what it is. It's just altered versions of real life. Multiple faces, everything is good, but it all seems so wrong. Like he explains how they can't feel anything, so he literally just like cuts one of them open, and so he like does this thing with his whole therapist, like was it like role play therapist thing, where they act out what his wife like was doing, like you broke glass, yeah, just like that. So Clark gets mad, and the therapist is still terrified. Obviously, I would be too. That's yeah. Anyways, the therapist explains to Clark how it's fine, how he wants to stay here, and then big guy, big Clark. It's Captain Clark. Captain Clark's here. He's coming. Terrifying. Clark's trying to explain to Captain like Clark. Oh, it's she said it's fine. This is our therapist. She said it's fine. And Captain Clark looks at him and he's like picking him up, and he's like going in. Like Clark's probably thinking, "Ooh, he's going in for a hug," and then they like do a little hug movement, and then Captain Clark gang just like bites him off, Like he bites Clark. He's just like, genuinely terrifying. He like throws him to the wall and then like onto a table and then bites him a bunch more. And so the therapist is just like terrified, and she runs out of the house, still terrified. And Kevin Clark's coming after her. And she like goes through a bunch of areas and finds the store itself. But in the back rooms, of course, and she wants to escape, but she can't. And there's like the guy, he's a cardboard man. I don't know. And there's like a gas floating, like Captain Clark comes through. He's like blah 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 blah, and then she breaks Captain Clark's like wooden leg. He's like, and the she knocks over the Homo sapien, the cardboard guy, and there's gas like going through the room, and then she like sees an exit, but it's too late, and she like collapses, and she like comes back to reality, like waking up, and sees Kevin Clark looking straight at her, like on her, and she's trying to push Kevin Clark away from biting her. And like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And so she has this like concrete from like a little handprint concrete thing. She smashes it against Captain Clark's face and leaves through that little tiny hole in the wall. This movie, terrifying. And they finally escape. Like, Clark is dead. The teenager's dead. But the therapist, alive therapist. The one person I thought would never, ever, ever make out of this. That's crazy. And, like, they're, like, interviewing her, the hazmat suit guys. And they're, like, interviewing her, and they're like, I barely ever saw any of the last of the movie because I was in the bathroom. But they're, like, interviewing her, and, like, there's, like, this version in the back rooms of her sitting in a chair, except now she has two faces. Yeah. And I think the Backrooms 2 movie is confirmed. But this is a great movie. I love it so much. It's gonna scare me for years and years. Anyways, goodbye. Oh my god. Can't wait to go downstairs. Oh boy. I am in the basement now. What is that? Is that a hole in the wall? No, it's not a hole. It's a... What if I put my fingers through it? Why? Why is it like that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, what if I go in? I'm in the back rooms. What is it? What is that over there? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Why is that over there? No, yeah, what? It's getting closer. No. Hey, what's up, guys? You guys should totally subscribe because this was a great video. Look how much I messed up this 3D model to make this little last part because it's funny.